Welcome back to the channel, Book Dragons. I'm so glad you're here with me today. It is monthly update time, and this is going to be a very different monthly update. It's more like a monthly confession because, normally I'll talk about all the books I read in the previous month and all the books I'm going to read in the next upcoming month. However, I didn't get all my books read in May. In fact, I got hardly any books read. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about what little reading I got done, and we're going to figure out what the plan is for June, and then we'll do a few other things. I'll give you some of my highlights from May, like I've been doing. So I'm going to put on my glasses here just so I can make sure and get all my notes correct if I have that many notes. Yeah? So May was a very different month for me. I was so busy at work. We had 2 people down with IT issues pretty much the last half of May, and then a 3rd person down with IT issues for the last week of May. And that was due to the fact that they upgraded us to laptops from our previous computer setup, and now there's a bunch of technical issues getting everybody set up. So I was one of the few that didn't have that many problems. Usually, if you've watched other videos of mine in the past, you've heard me talk about how my job is pretty flexible. I get to do a lot of reading if it's pretty slow at work and stuff. That was not the case this month. Yeah, Mr. Chaz was busy typing away. We had to do all the things for work. So that is why I did not get that much reading done. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about all the reading stuff, and then we'll move on to other things. And we're going to start with what I was supposed to read in May. The first one I'm going to mention is Empire of the Damned by Jay Kristoff. I was supposed to read this. I didn't DNF it. I'm more than halfway through, as you can tell. I just didn't have time to finish it. So yeah, that didn't happen. I did complete Dyatlov Pass, which was my patron pick for the second quarter of 2024. But I read the wrong one. Apparently I was supposed to read a different book about Dyatlov Pass, and I didn't read that one. So eventually one of these days I will have to read the other one that I was supposed to read, but my patron was really gracious, and she's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. At least you enjoyed the book, which I did. I did enjoy the book I read about Dyatlov Pass, but that was rather humorous and embarrassing, but still humorous in an embarrassing sort of way. Yeah, so moving on, I was also supposed to read Tagana, and I did finish that one. It was a buddy read with Rebecca over at Rebecca Nicole Reads. Make sure you check out her channel, and I will have a book review coming up for that one, so I'm not going to say too much about my thoughts on it right now. And then the 4th book I was supposed to read in May is The Crystal Cave, which is book 1 of the Merlin trilogy by Mary Stewart. And I did not quite finish that one. I'm doing that as a buddy read with Alyssa over at Into the Heart Wild. We are going to be continuing that. And so I did not quite finish that one. So you can guess what my reading plans are going to be like for June. And I'm taking it really easy in June, guys. I am going to finish Empire of the Damned. I am going to finish The Crystal Cave, book 1 of the Merlin trilogy. And then, guys, I am going to start The Lost Metal and hopefully finish it in June. That's the final book in the second era of Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I'm going to read The Lost Metal. Okay, guys, editing Chaz here. Apparently, I forgot to mention that I am buddy reading The Lost Metal with 2 awesome booktubers. Carl over at Geek on My Sleeve and Nikhil over at Shelf Esteem. And I'm really looking forward to reading this book with them. So I just wanted to do that quick little edit here. And now back to the video. And that is everything I'm going to read in June. And if I finish all of those, I might pick up a third one. I don't know. I'm not going to do my Stein of Power pick this month because I didn't finish my Stein of Power pick last month, which was the Crystal Cave. So I'm not going to pick a Stein of Power book this month. And we'll just see how the month goes. And if I happen to have extra reading time left over, I will read something else. Maybe something quick. It's those crazy summer months, right, guys? It happens. So that was my very chaotic reading update. And now we're going to pick my patron pick for the third quarter of 2024. I said pick twice. I know, guys. You can tell. It's getting really weird up in here. So I have 3 patrons currently, and I'd like to go ahead and take this opportunity to shout them out because their support really means a lot to me. So you'll see this graphic up here on the screen, and if you would like to join the Patreon, you can. There's a little QR code there on the screen as well. In the corner, you'll see that you can join that and become one of my patrons. So we're going to do my patron pick right now. That fez looks really weird upside down. But anyway, we're going to do my patron pick and see who gets to pick a book for me for the third quarter of 2024. And that would be Josephine Farage. Congratulations, Josephine. Josephina, sorry. My bad. Josephina Farage, there you go. She gets to pick my book. You can see your, well, okay, yeah, you saw your name. It's all good. And I will be reaching out to you to find out what it is you want me to read. And now, guys, let's just talk about some of my highlights from May. Even though I didn't get a lot of reading done, in my spare time, I did do some pretty fun stuff. One of those was spending time with my daughter for her birthday. She turned 19, and her birthday is May the 4th, so the Force is strong with her. I don't remember if Star Wars Day was an official thing on the day she was actually born. I think it became May the 4th later on, but she, May the 4th is her birthday, so she's officially a Star Wars baby. Whether or not it was a thing when she was born or not. But, I'm going to claim it because I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. So is she. So, yeah, we're just rolling with it. Also, my son came home for the summer from college. So I'm super happy to have him here. He just completed his sophomore year of college. So he's moving up in the world. I also got to go to the Mad Hatter musical at a local theater company here at the Herberger Theater here in the Phoenix area. And I understand this is an original production, so it's the first time it's ever been shown. So that was super cool, and it was a great musical. It basically follows the Mad Hatter and tells the tale of how he ended up in Wonderland. And it has a very unique twist at the end, something I was not expecting. I liked the way it ended, but I wasn't quite expecting his story to end the way it did in this tale. So very unique, very different, and very, very well produced. I absolutely loved it. The music was great, and just really had a blast going to that. Also, I went to Phoenix Fan Fusion here in the Phoenix area. That's our local Comic-Con, happens every year, and I got to meet some really awesome authors and get books signed. One of those authors was Robin Hobb, which was super awesome. If you want to see my video I made about that, I'm going to put a link in the cards at the end. You'll be able to click that card and go right to that video and watch all the cool stuff that I encountered at Phoenix Fan Fusion. So make sure that you check that out if you're interested at all. And I'm going to grab my notes to remember what else I did this month. Yes, so I finished X-Men 97 in May, which was amazing. I really, really like the way that Disney pulled off the sequel to the original X-Men 97 cartoon. I thought it was excellently done, and I like the little ways that they are tying it into the larger MCU that they're trying to create. I have no doubt at some point in the near future we are going to finally see the X-Men on the live action screen in the MCU, and man, I just can't wait, guys. The X-Men are my Marvel characters. I like the Marvel Universe in general, but the X-Men are where it's at for me. They are my absolute favorites, Gambit being my top favorite. I want Gambit in the MCU. Come on, Marvel. You gotta give that to me. So, the new X-Men 97 cartoon was fantastic. So, I highly recommend it. If you have Disney Plus, go give it a watch, okay? I also started watching True Detective. One of my neighbor, actually, talked me into starting True Detective, and I really like it. It's so good. I wasn't quite sure what to think of it. I know it has kind of like some supernatural twists to it, so I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. I have not finished season 1 yet, so no spoilers. Don't be hitting me with spoilers there, okay? But I really, really like the show so far. And then, guys, I started playing Contra Operation Galuga. And wow, nostalgia all over the map. I had so much fun playing Contra. We're still not done with it. I started playing it with my son, and we're still stuck on level 3, guys. Level 3 is a pain in the ass. But it is a great pain in the ass. If that even makes sense. Oh man, I love that game so much, and it gives me so many nostalgic feels for the many years that I played Contra as a kid. And oh, it is so good. So I've been having a blast with that, and I hope to continue having a blast with that if I get more time to actually do it in June. So hopefully June will be a lower key month. I won't have as much to do, so hopefully my work situation is calmer. And yeah, so that is all that I have to say on that. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of my extremely chaotic monthly update. And until next time, I hope you read more books, and I will talk with you very soon.